Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. Now, it will be absolutely no surprise to anybody if I'm going to tell you that MCOC community has been absolutely spoiled with OP cosmic champions. However, that often does mean that there are plenty of extremely capable champions that are getting nowhere near attention, catalysts, and time as they perhaps should or deserve. And one of these champions, in my own personal case, also has been King Groot because uh, when rank 3 champions were kind of like at the top, I used to use my King Groot so much. He was like perfect for Alliance Quest because he always healed forever. And I had him at high sig. His regen was crazy good. When Battlegrounds initially launched, I actually ended up using him quite a bit as well due to that chunky health pool and so on and so forth. That obviously have been reasons why King Groot has dropped in popularity, namely because, Hercules exists and he can run through Alliance Quest just the same. And then the fact that Mystic Champions and Mystic class in general has been gaining many more and more prominence in Battlegrounds. That said, it by no means signifies that King Groot is somehow incapable. And one of my subscribers took his King Groot to rank 5. And I'm very interested to hear your thoughts, especially after you see this gameplay, because he did record a quick Realm of Legends fight, and then we also have several Abyss solos, which are actually very exciting. The point in this video was not necessarily to finish the fight as fast as possible, but to show some big yellow numbers from King Groot. And that's not typically how he does damage. In most cases, King Groot does his damage on his level 2 with those big red numbers and then the poisons that can follow afterwards. So here, what he's trying to do effectively is, get hit in the face, doesn't matter. Just get his 9 armor breaks. Obviously, that does take a while. In shorter fights, you typically wouldn't do that. But that will kind of serve the purpose for the point of this video. Because now, as soon as his Fury is going cooldown, he's smacking that Captain Marvel as aggressively as he can, trying to gain as many dormant Fury charges. And then, as we can see here, now he gets 22 Furies. And look at those numbers. He could have dropped that level 2 and pretty much finished the fight, I think, there. But that was like a 40k medium from King Groot. And yeah, my man can put up some numbers. If you can be aggressive with King Groot in a fight, you can definitely put up some numbers. Right, so we can take a look at him. Well, first and foremost, deal with Abyss Darkhawk, I would say. So why doesn't it want to open this too much? But here we have synergy. So we have Crossbone synergy, our Man-Thing synergy, Eye-Bomb synergy, and I believe Sasquatch synergy. All of whom do give him meaningful bonus when it comes to getting more Fury buffs, realistically. So special one for permanent armor break shuts off the Abyss node, and Despair will be obviously dealing with the regen there. As we can see, he has absolutely no problems getting smacked in the face because look at that regen. He heals for like 577 per tick when that regen comes on. And as we all know, if you are in a pinch, then that level 3 regen is even more impressive. Here we go, he drops his second level 2, which is perfectly sweet and fine. He needs to bait out level 1. Replaces that the knockdown yet again. Regen phase, +2 Malice, Fury per auto block. Also, King Groot is immune to power burn. Okay, that's cool. And now that Darkhawk is trying to auto block him constantly, we can see that he's building up his Furies non-stop pretty much. And now we have Fury phase plus 854 attack rating per Fury and special 2 damage tripled against robots. And well, he's gonna first and foremost finish building his armor break, so that basically at this point completely shuts down that regen. And let's see how this fight is gonna follow up. So now he knocks him down. Now he's gonna be auto blocking everything, and as he gets auto blocked, he is getting to build up his Furies quicker. I think that mechanic also works on evades. Now he gets 20 Furies, and look at the level 2 damage. That each of those bursts was for like 70 2 or 75k or something like that. And now we have basically... Oh no, he's still healing. How come? What? Are you not running Despair, my friend? Are you planning to out-damage it through? Yeah. That should have been taken care of by Despair, no? The 9 debuff should completely shut that down. Well, either way. So I do think this fight could have been even quicker. But he still will be able to finish this fight off easy peasy. And obviously rank 5s do also get more hit charges and all that other stuff. But the most important thing in this fight, I guess, is the bonus that he gains against robots. So he has 15 Furies here against this Darkhawk. He goes for his level 2, and again you can see 65k per burst, and there's like 5 bursts. So each of these bursts is basically like what, 300? Each of these level 2 is like 300k damage. Now, one thing that I would love to get him to record is some more Battlegrounds fights, because I do really want to see a rank 5 King Groot in action in Battlegrounds. I do understand that in this meta it probably doesn't work too well, because King Groot is one of those champions that really needs to be aggressive in his downtime, basically, to be able to build up the Furies. But I think next meta should work out quite well for King Groot, because he is bleed immune, and also obviously poison and his armor breaks can shut off opponent healing as well. So I will ask Boo here to record some Battlegrounds matches in the upcoming Gladiator Circuit meta. I'm definitely very interested to see how that works out. Here we go. We're going to have 20 Furies here, and all of these are 80 plus K bursts. So every single one of those bursts was for like 80k, and I think it's what, 5? Is it 5 or 4 bursts that you get there? Depending on that, it's 300. It was either 320 or 400k damage. And that helpful is dropping quite quickly here for sure, without a doubt. But obviously, Darkhawk is, however, in fact, poison immune, right? Look at that. And that's abyss helpful. And you can see those chunks just completely eaten away with every single level 2. Okay, but then we're gonna have to see how he does against somebody that is not poison immune. Obviously, the burst damage will be smaller against non-robot champions. Still solid. 80k will turn into about, what, 27k? But then you're gonna get the massive poisons. And those poisons obviously will be super helpful too. So he's getting auto-blocked here all the time on purpose in order to build up his Furies easier. He's got 15 Furies here. And again, 19% goes down to 8. So with 15 Furies, 11% of this is helpful. The dude's absolutely getting wrecked there. I kind of feel sorry for that Darkhawk. Well, not really. I remember how annoying that Darkhawk was when I was initially doing the Abyss. But what do you guys think? Hey guys, at the very least, tiny bit impressed with King Groot? I know I am. I know it does look quite cool. So he's got only 12 Furies here, but that is enough to finish the job. Now we need to make a decision in between Invisible Woman or Iron Man Infinity War solo. I guess we can take a look at the Invisible Woman fight. We're probably going to fast forward through some of it, but now Invisible Woman is not poison immune. And if you have done Abyss, you probably know how annoying Invisible Woman fight can be because of her force field or force shield. Basically, she takes 10% damage only whilst it's active. So we can see that there's virtually no damage done. And then when it goes on cooldown, obviously you can do more. So the key here is going to be getting down that force field and then seeing what the poison damage is going to be here. And obviously the poison will be super helpful with that, because the poison damage also adds in, and we can see that that force field is ticking down. And King Groot's own regeneration definitely will be helpful as to offsetting those power stings that you have to take in this fight. You can see that force field has 12 charges here. It's going, okay, so that finally has disappeared. Now he needs to get his furies in line. But there's some solid regen there. Again, keep in mind it's like 570 fatigue. So that's 1000 HP every second regenerated. Okay, now he goes for a level 2. There's nice solid 16k burst, but that poison is 2.5k per tick here. And now that the poison's active, we can see that the second round of the force field is dropping significantly quicker there. And that is kind of like the key of this fight. You do want to make sure that your poisons are paused as often as possible. Therefore, you do want to weave in as many heavy attacks. Hopefully stack, a few stacks of your big poisons on her. Like throw special here. He had like 11 furies, I think. Begin with that. And we can see that those poisons are ticking for like 2k times 2. So basically 4k per tick there. And, that is quite impressive amount of damage. These small poisons that you get on the cooldowns due to, I think it's Immortal Abomination synergy, don't do too much. But now we can see that the force field is just melting. And again, if you have done Abyss of Legends, you will remember how potentially tricky this fight could be due to the unavoidable power sting damage, due to her force field seemingly never ending, and when you do get it down, it almost always ends up coming back too quick. So here he pauses the poisons and drops another level 2. And now he has some very solid poison damage yet again. And if you do keep on average about 2 of these poisons active with the amount of furies that he's getting, then those poisons are dealing like 4k per tick there, plus a bit extra with those small random poisons that you get from synergy. And just imagine how beastie King Groot would be if this would be his base kit, as in like all of those synergies put in that base kit. Like he's very, very, very good unsynergized for sure as well. But with this bonus in the damage department, he's an absolute monster for sure. And I think that's kind of a problem with a lot of champions. We have these cool synergies that make champions, amazing. But without them, you just do kind of feel somewhat disappointed, especially if you get a chance to play a champion when he's synergized. And then if there's a drastic difference or significant difference without those synergies in any game mode or situation where you can't have them, you just can't. Even if a champion still performs very well, you just can't help but to be a little bit of have that feeling of missing out. Now he has 7 poisons, and that force field basically disappeared there. And that damage. So we're gonna fast forward here a bit, but yeah, we're gonna get towards the end. Here's Invisible Woman at 9% health. We can see that King Groot is at perfect full bar power, and he still has like 70 hits left on his Abyss timer thing. So he will definitely have enough reach for this fight to be solo. And I do think though that bringing in King Groot in Abyss, if he can do stuff like this with maybe not a full synergy team, but with some synergized champions, and if you can build a team that includes King Groot, does make a lot of sense. Because again, it wouldn't be the fastest, but the idea of even if you screw up, but you can just give him like a 20% revive, and within a minute in the fight, he's going to be back at full health. And look at that. That is the finish of that. We also have here a kill of Iron Man Infinity War. I will not show it in full, but the entire point is again that the armor breaks do effectively stop Abyss node completely, and then you basically just build up and pause your poisons. Do not stress about building up too many furies from your heavies, and they're that Iron Man was flick one flipper, and again, he's primarily focused on pausing the Furies, and that is going to be key in that fight, obviously, because get those poisons in. All of them are just doing in work. They do not need to deplete your combo meter super quickly. Drop in additional level 2s whenever you can to get more poison stacked up on that Infinity War. And we can see that his health is going down extremely steadily. So the entire duration of this fight is about 5 minutes, which is not bad for an Abyss length fight. We can see that at this point here, where that Iron Man has entered the final bits, it is obviously harder to deal with it because that power gain is a bit crazy, and there is a bug with Iron Man Infinity War right now, where even if he doesn't have armor up buffs, armor up passives, he still keeps gaining power, which is super annoying. But King Groot can, because this is the hardest part of this fight, typically, whenever we did it. Getting down first 85% of Iron Man Infinity War wasn't like that big of a deal, but then getting through the last 15% whilst he continuously keeps gaining power, you do want to have a very good, decent counter for this. And here we can see that poison basically lasted that entire time, and up until a point when he got to 1% of power, and that's the finish there. So just a little bit of rank 5 King Groot gameplay, for sure. I definitely do want to see more of this guy, especially in Battalions. What do you guys think? So, if you also want to see, then I'm sure that your support in comment section would go a long way in convincing him to go the extra mile and record a bit more King Groot gameplay for us. That said, I also wanted to apologize to Boo for taking so long to upload this video because I'm a couple of weeks late. So yeah, better late than never though, and I'll catch you guys soon. Bye. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about